Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on the markets. We'll cover everything, or at least everything you need to know. We will start off with some fundamentals and news. Even though I mean it's summer markets, there's quite a lot of news coming out. But most of the news that has come out, and most of the news that we could talk about, because I mean, if this was a news channel, I'd be making a lot of videos every day. There's not a lot that's that relevant, in my opinion, to the current market. And the current price action. So then I'm not going to waste your time and talk about that too much, but I do think it's a good idea to at least have an overview. So yeah, let's get right into it. So tonight we have the FOMC minutes, hopefully, as most of you know. Do I think that matters a lot? No. I think the FOMC minutes in general, look, it's usually known, and at this point of time, even if new bits and pieces come out, we're pretty certain about what the Federal Reserve thinks. We're pretty certain about their monetary policy, at least for the next 2 months, and September could be different, but then I don't think we'll read about it this evening. And then outside of that, we're still getting letters, tariffs, and trade deal negotiations, or at least headlines about those. But what I've told all of you in my last videos as well is that the main thing to look at to kind of gauge what that will do to the markets is just the financial metrics that we have. So for example, the volatility index, which at this point of time is at the lowest levels we've seen since February 2025. So that's very stable. Gold, yeah, it's green over the course of today, but it's just within this stability. And there's other reasons to buy gold as well, except for just unrest, right? It's not the case that every time that gold goes up, there's more unrest. And then most importantly, you can see the S&P 500. The New York session has opened a little bit less than an hour ago. We opened higher, right? I mean, it's good to be mindful of the gap we have to the downsides, which will most likely be filled at some point of time. But this is strong, and this is in an uptrend. So overall, fundamentals are great. Now, Bitcoin becomes a little bit more interesting. Bitcoin looks pretty good here as well, right? I mean, you can see that so far, leaving some imbalances though, but we have been able to actually break out to the upside right here of the value area high, where the most important level in my opinion right now is 109,000. As long as we hold 109,000, I think this is a real lower time frame breakout, where the main price target is kind of the equal highs that we also made the last couple of times right here, between 110.6 and 110 rounds. Now the question is all right, well, and we've spoken about this more often, and this is very relevant for the entire market as well, since as you can see, a lot of coins are correlated to Bitcoin. We will talk about some altcoins that are less correlated, like XLM, XRP in a moment, which I always try to cover in these market updates as well. But the big question is well, can we actually get there? And for now, my answer is yes. I think the price action here on the 4-hour time frame has been quite constructive. We lost the 4-hour uptrend once. It was right here the 1st of July, and then we reclaimed it with a lot of strength, with a lot of volume, and since then we have been able to hold that. We spiked down a little bit lower right here, but ultimately we held that. On the lower time frames, I think Bitcoin is reacting relatively well to levels it should react well to. So like I said, 109,000 the main level right now. If we fail to hold that for whatever reason, could be fundamentals, could be technicals, and then we'll probably get back into value, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin is going to fall back lower. Right? I mean, if Bitcoin falls down, let's say all the way to 108,000, the 4-hour uptrend is still valid. So I would say, regarding Bitcoin, if we zoom into the 1-hour time frame here, that it is most likely that we will go for equal highs, and we could also spike a little bit higher. But for now, I don't see enough strength, not in the volume, not in the open interest, although there is quite a lot of open interest coming in. I don't see enough strength to really go for all-time highs, and that is something we have spoken about. And I think ultimately it is a possibility. I just don't see enough reasons to suspect that we're going to do that right now. I think it's more likely that we'll get to those equal highs, and that from there we will start to pull back again into that area right here around 107,000, where we have an important level in general, but also the 200 EMA, 30-day rolling VWAP, and the fair value gap coming up. With a potential to drop down lower, but that is something I'll keep you updated on in these videos. I always try to be very, short term. But outside of that, let's talk about some other coins. XRP, very happy with this. When we last tried to break out right here Monday, I said I don't think we're going to break out now. When we tried to break out this morning, I said we're going to break out, and that is what happened. And overall, I mean, even though I have to say that I observed the same thing with XRP as that I observed with Bitcoin in the matter that, you know, there's not a lot of momentum. It looks like a real breakout, all right? And the most important level for me is this level right here, between 2.34 and 2.32, all right? So that is the main level that we need to hold if we actually want to stay bullish and if we actually want to rally up a little bit higher. So far we reached 2.4. I think we can reach all the way into this level right here at 2.47, 2.45, which is historically a strong resistance level. Do I think we can break above that? No. And I think in general, I mean, in these markets where there's quite a lot of leverage coming in and the volume is quite low, I think it's good to be cautious, right? So as long as we hold 2.34, 2.32, we're fine. But the upside, I think, is relatively limited. Now, one thing I'm not so happy about is XLM. XLM has rallied a huge amount over the course of today, which is something I spoke about in my video on Stellar yesterday. I think I also covered XLM yesterday in my middle of the day market update. Did I take a position on this? No. And at this point of time, it's also too late, I would argue. But this looks great. I mean, with a pullback, I'm actually still very interested in XLM. And there's some other coins that I think look pretty good. I think Cardano, for example, actually looks pretty good as well. It has broken back above the value area low of all the price action since February. So if it's able to hold that, so that's the area around 60 cents, I think this looks great for some more recovery into this level right here at 66 and potentially 69 cents as well. And then outside of that, I mean, what more do we have? I mean, it's not great to focus on too much. WIF is gaining some momentum right now. That's not necessarily something I would point you towards. But no, I mean, Stellar, Cardano, Uniswap actually showed some momentum as well. Those are some coins I would keep my eyes on if I were you. But for now, that's it. I think that's what you need to know regarding today. So hopefully that helps. But I'll see you on my next videos, or on Twitter, or in the Telegram group, or in the Discord group. I'll see you. For now, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and bye.